Okay, how you doing?
Yeah.
So we're gonna bring y'all in. So they're gonna allow 3 minutes per person to talk, okay? Sound like a winner? All right, we can come in and grab a seat. Good evening, good evening.
Very good.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. I know you have some, hear what your concerns are tonight, okay?
3 minutes?
Yeah, you get 3 minutes, yeah.
Okay, sounds
Okay,
good.
good, all right?
Yes, sir.
Could
Thank you.
you, just state your name
Yes, sir.
and where you live, all right?
So, no, record it. Video record it. My name is Amar Al-Jazari. I'm Mustafa's older brother. Mustafa Al-Jazari, Internal Affairs, is telling us that his police report has been falsified by investigator Robert Drum. The FBI is involved. The Department of Justice is involved. And they're investigating the falsified police report by investigator Robert Drum and the beating that he received on May 24 by correctional officers. Correctional Officer Sergeant Daniels, Correctional Officer Malinsky, Correctional Officer Tipton, Correctional Officer Suda. On May 24, they went into my brother's cell, they handcuffed him behind his back, they beat him up in that cell, and then dragged him down the stairs into cell 1, stripped him naked, continued to beat him while his handcuffs behind his back. They stripped him naked. They took pictures while he's naked. They took pictures of my brother while he's naked. And then they were laughing at my brother while he was naked on the floor in pain. They sexually abused Mustafa Al-Jazari. They were laughing at his naked body, at his body parts. My brother tells me when these correctional officers were beating him up, he passed out, and when he woke up, they were still beating him up. They ordered my brother, after they stripped him naked, there was blood on the floor. They ordered my brother to go and put on a pair of shorts that's sitting on bleachers on the bed inside that jail facility. My brother tells me I couldn't walk, I had to crawl to put on those shorts. After he put on those shorts, they ordered my brother to clean and wipe the blood that's on the floor with the thermal shirt that they had ripped off of him. And then Sergeant Daniel, Correctional Officer Sergeant Daniels, puts his boots on his head. He told him that the nurse is about to be here. You better not ask for medical or we're gonna kill you here. The nurse came in. My brother didn't ask for medical because he feared for his life. That nurse has an obligation to take care of my brother. They took my brother, they threw him in a cell for 3 days in a cold, freezing room. With the Lord, my brother is still alive to tell his story, and the FBI is investigating. There's board members here, Commonwealth's Amy Ashworth, Sergeant Militas, Sheriff Glenn Hill. This is a community, and I can't sleep at night knowing what happened to my brother. My family can't sleep at night knowing what happened to my brother. My mom cries every day. My brother loved his family, his girlfriend, his kids. I met his girlfriend. I've met the kids. I know about the relationship that he has. Commonwealth Amy Ashworth, my brother has home videos that shows the type of relationship my brother has with the girlfriend and the kids. Shows how much he loves these kids. And the videos will be coming out. That investigator didn't just lie on the police report. That investigator didn't just falsify the police report. He went to the girl's family, my brother's girlfriend's family, and he told them Mustafa said I did it on purpose. And then he went to the news, and he told the news Mustafa said I did it on purpose. My brother has a dash camera, and my brother has home videos. The investigator, the Internal Affairs is already saying that. Internal Affairs is saying that the investigator Robert Drum have falsified the police report. I have the original audio.
20 seconds.
Thank you, sir. I served 2 years overseas. I did 2 contracts overseas. When I came back, I started a company for the Marines to continue to serve. I found a way to continue to serve by taking care of the Marines home based. Sir, you put on a uniform every day. Thank you for your service. This community entrusts to you, Colonel Militas, entrust you, Amy Ashworth, to look into the details of what's going on. An investigator falsified the police report. Correctional officers beat my brother on May 24. There is a video inside that jail facility. The FBI has it. They sat down with my brother for 3 hours. I'm in a community. I'm part of this community. And this community entrusts this board to take care of my brother, to take care of this community. So my brother is brought justice, and this doesn't happen to another member in this community. Thank you for giving me the time.
Thank you, sir. Could you
But-
state your name and address,
My
please?
name is Olivia Bryant Bailey. I won't be stating my address. I drove here 3 hours from Middle Virginia. And I want to let you all know that the eyes of the community are watching your reaction, and this is spreading to Middle Virginia, to Florida, to Bath County. Everyone is angry hearing about this. Eduardo Diaz, the guards allowed 2 members of MS-13 into his cell to stab him for 8 minutes. His mother threatened to sue. He's out on home release, and he's coming back in January, and they've threatened to kill him. Please do something. Everyone here is co-signing unless you take action against the correctional officers that feel free to beat the crap out of regular people who are not proven guilty. Mustafa is not convicted of a crime. He's not convicted of a crime, and he's not guilty of a crime. There's no way to convict him his intention. He didn't say he did it. The officer that says that Mustafa can confess to that crime, he needs to be fired because he falsified a police report. He's caught. I heard testimony from Mustafa that he said the back of his head was like broccoli. I watched a testimony of the prisoner that was in the cell across from Mustafa, a southern sounding white guy that you wouldn't think would give a crap. And he said that Mustafa's hands were handcuffed behind his back and they were picking him up and dropping him over and over and laughing and kicking him and kicking him. And he didn't want to get involved, but he started screaming and begging them to stop hurting him. I'm going to testify against you. I don't want to be involved in this, but I will. I will get out and I will do whatever I need to do to get you guys convicted because you are abusing him. He said the exact same thing as Mustafa. They were picking him up and dropping him by his handcuffs. They dragged him down the hall. They dragged him down the stairs while handcuffed, unconscious, and continued beating him in another cell. This is the worst case of prison brutality, jail brutality that I've heard of. And I've heard of a lot. Please address these. The eyes of the community are on you. And I also want to say it's an atrocity to say that this is a public meeting. Why are there only 5 people allowed in here? Is this a public meeting or not? The eyes of the community are on you.
My name is Mohammed Al-Jazari. I'm Mustafa's older brother, and I'm here to speak about Mustafa's abuse in jail and other inmates that my brother and our good friend here mentioned, Eric and Sergio Diaz. So a few months ago, someone that goes by the name Sonic was stabbed multiple times by MS-13 members. And from what we know is these jails, your jail, those doors are operated electronically. So only an officer is able to open an inmate's door. Now, Mustafa recently was complaining about gang members being at his door. These are 3 trustee inmates that this happened in October, where they were banging on his door. They were shoving water from underneath his door. They flooded his cell with the correctional officers standing idly by, laughing at the whole situation. For 3 trustee inmates to bang on his door, threaten his life for 30 minutes with no action from officers, it just shows you what kind of jail you're running here. That there's no order. That inmates that are gang affiliated are able to threaten Mustafa's life.
They told him that we're going to get the door open.
They're telling him that the officers are gonna pop his door open and they're gonna go in and they're gonna stab him. This is something that happened to another inmate about 6 months ago. That inmate is on release right now. He goes by the name Sonic. So Mustafa made a formal complaint to Captain Powell and Major Herlock. We came in with those concerns. We told them that, and Mr. Miletus, we informed them of these threats that my brother is getting. And their solution was to cover up my brother's window. So they said they're putting him in protective custody. Now, what is protective custody? This is what we know from Mustafa. He's sitting in the same jail, in the same cell, with the same inmates all around him. All they did was come up to him and they covered his door. They didn't move him to a different unit. They didn't move the other inmates to different units. The same inmates are in the same units. All they did was essentially block his view. So my brother is in solitary confinement. The only time he has rec, he's supposed to get rec 3 times a week. He does not get rec. When he files a complaint to the officer, they simply ignore him. So he's not getting his rec. He's sitting in the cell for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, with his windows covered. He says, even at night when they turn off the lights, I can't even find the restroom. I can't even find the toilet. So when I'm going to the restroom, I have to feel my way around the cell to get to the toilet. So
he's innocent until proven guilty.
So this looks like punishment for someone that's filing a complaint with the officer. When you file a complaint and tell them that another inmate is threatening my life, you don't punish the person filing the complaint. You're supposed to address the issue. And they're not addressing the issues. They're punishing Mustafa for complaining. That's what they're doing. They're punishing, this is retaliation against someone that's complaining. Another thing I wanted to mention is that my brother, after the accident, my brother had an accident on Wednesday. Now, the officer claimed that my brother told him that he did it on purpose, but my brother also had court for something unrelated the next day on a Thursday. My brother showed up to court despite being in a coma the night before, despite being in a hospital for over 6 hours in the hospital. He still showed up to court. It shows you what kind of person he is. If he had done something wrong, he would have ran away. You would have never found out where he was. And on Friday, when he spoke to the lawyer, he told the lawyer that he wanted her to accompany him to speak with Officer Drum. She called him back and she said, Officer Drum was extremely angry that you were bringing a lawyer and he does not want to talk anymore. So what does he do? He falsifies my brother's police report and obtains a arrest warrant based on false pretenses and arrests my brother. Now, my brother is not given bond.
In about 30 seconds.
My brother is not given bond, and he has no prior convictions. He has no criminal record. His driving record is clean. What are they basing their denial of his bond? I was in court, in the circuit court, and the prosecutor the entire time was arguing that my brother told the officer that he did it on purpose. Now we know that the officer lied. I recorded that call, and it's unjustified why he's still sitting in jail today. The Commonwealth Attorney knows that the officer lied, and yet they're still not acknowledging that my brother has a clean record. He's never done anything like this before. And he never said anything what they're claiming. And Officer Drum never read him his Miranda rights. So how can they use his statement in court?
We're done. We're here to hear about the jail concern, not the courts. All right. Well, thank you, sir. Sir. Well, thank you for coming. And we as a board, we're going to talk about this. We're going to talk with the superintendent and staff, and the superintendent, we will get an answer back to you and let you know that we talked about this, and you'll hear from us. Okay. All right.
Are we welcome to stay through the duration of the meeting?
If you want to sit there, yes, because
Yes, sir.
we will conclude the meeting.
Yes, sir.
And if you say, I'm going to talk to counsel. She may want to go in executive session tonight and talk about this. I'm not sure. She will talk to us a little bit later. At that time, you'll have to leave the room if we do that.
Good to go, sir.
But we will.
Emmanuel.
There's
Been beaten unconscious in the jail in the past year. Emmanuel won a lawsuit against the jail.
Okay.
I have a
So-
list
Michael
of
Day.
I have a list. I don't want to
Michael
take too
Day.
much. I just want to take 30 seconds. There's a list of inmates that came forward, and I just want to let the board know about these inmates that came forward. These inmates have went through the internal grievance process, and they're not being investigated. There's serious allegation that these inmates are coming forward with about abuse, about correctional officers that are abusing them. These inmates have come forward. I just want to let the board know their names, so maybe the board can look into these inmates and what's going on with them.
Do you have the names?
Yes, sir.
All right. Superintendent, when you talk with him, could you please get those names from him when you call them, okay? All right? All right, thank you.
Jason Castro, I just want to let you know really quick. Jason Castro, Eric Gonzalez, Emmanuel Barri,
Michael Day.
Michael Day,
Eduardo Diaz.
Eduardo Eduardo Diaz.
There's
more on my list. I'm gonna get the list to the superintendent, but these are the inmates that are coming forward. And if the board wants to hear what these inmates have to say, these inmates, I've recorded what these allegations against the correctional officer, and I'll put them online on YouTube under Free Mustafa Al-Jazari. You can just simply type Free Mustafa Al-Jazari, and you can hear what these inmates are coming forward. And these are serious allegations. I've already went and supplied these witness statements, these allegations to the FBI, to the Department of Justice. And I hope the board would look into it. These are serious claims that are being made. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
What was the manual's last name?
Yes, sir.
The next item on the agenda will be, I'm gonna start with Reverend.
Other responsibility. Not that I take this one lightly. These almost 4 years have been very eventful, and I feel honored to have been a member of this board. So thank you all.
Thank you.
Congratulations on the new role you'll be doing, and congratulations for being this year on your two recent GED graduates, and just want to appreciate that you're offering the instruction and the testing in Spanish. It's very important, and having that credential will be very important for those individuals' future.
I want to congratulate the all constitutional officers that were re-elected to their positions. And I wish happy holidays to everybody, including all the people present here during this time. I also want to congratulate all the ladies on the GED, given the opportunity and having a couple of successful Hispanics go through the program and graduate in the JELSA. And I would like to request our legal counsel to make a determination if we're going to close session or not, on the issues that concerns that they raised, because I think that we should talk about it.
I echo that. I think it's important that we take these allegations seriously. I have enjoyed being a member of the board for the past 4 years. Look forward to the next 4. Wish my fellow board member well if he does not rejoin us. I think he's been an important voice for this board, and I appreciate it. I wish everybody a happy holiday.
Major?
Excuse me, on behalf of Chief Newsham and the members of the County Police Department, happy holidays to everybody. And thank you for your assistance and cooperation and help throughout the year. Look forward to what 2024 brings us.
Captain?
Thank you for the welcome to the group. Likewise, on behalf of interim city manager Keene, Chief Lawler, minimum City, happy holidays.
Mr. Chairman, thank you for the support you've given us throughout the year. Of course, we always have some challenges that we have to deal with, but I think as a board we'll come together and resolve all those things that we have to take care of.
I believe, Mr. Chairman, you determine whether we should put it on the agenda to have a closed meeting today. If you're so inclined, then I'm prepared to offer a motion, but that's.
I think the superintendent has heard some things tonight that he may want to check out. And why don't we put it on the agenda for we'll meet again next month. And by that time, the superintendent can investigate some of the things that he heard here tonight and be prepared probably to give us some more responses to some of the allegations that we heard tonight. Okay? All right. I need a motion to appoint Ms. Ashley Jensen as our jail board secretary.
So moved.
Second.
All right. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Ms. Ashley, is there anything you want to say to us tonight? I know you come from the big state of Montana, and, so, but welcome to Virginia.
Thank you. No, I'm just happy to be here and learn and look forward to just kind of growing and being a part of the team. So thank you for.
She said she's bringing a lot of snow with her.
That's
All
it.
right.
I tried to get away from the snow.
Well, that brings us to, I need a motion to adjourn.
Sheriff Glen Hill, I wanna ask the boards. I wanna ask the boards to release the videos for Mustafa Al Jazari.
No, you're out of order. You're out
Yes,
of
sir.
order now. You
Yes,
had
sir.
your chance to speak, all right?
Yes, sir.
Can I get a motion to adjourn?
You have one in a second. Just remind you of that.
Huh?
You have a motion here and a second over there on that motion.
Oh, we already got it, already. Thank you, thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Co-signs. What's happening, including you, including the guy that does the check-in. You need to say to them, is the board meeting public or not? Because I'm confused about whether I'm allowed people, do we advertise that the board meeting is public? If it is, are we allowed to let people into it? If it isn't, maybe we should go ahead and say the truth that it's not public. Everyone co-signs.
What's your name?
My name is Thompson.
Thompson. You work in the jail?
Correct.
Like inside with the inmates?
Correct.
I hope when you see someone being beaten that you speak up against it.